I've got a gas stove for you today. This is a cheap Chinese knockoff of the Soto ST-320 cassette stove. I have mixed feelings about buying knockoff stoves. This one is from Amazon. I bought this a few months ago. I think it was about £25. The only reason I bought this is because I really wanted the Soto cassette stove and I just couldn't find it anywhere in the UK. The only way to get it would be to import it. There's something not quite right about a manufacturer who spends a lot of time and effort and money and resources in developing a product, and then another company comes along and they basically make a couple of tweaks, but essentially it's copied and it costs them next to nothing. So what do you get for your money? You get a very soft, furry bag. It's not the sort of thing you'd associate with bushcrafting or doing stuff outdoors. You also get the main body of the stove. If you've not seen one of these before, all you need to do is flip out the legs like so and open him up, hence the name cassette stove. Inside there's the actual burner, and it's got a piezo igniter, and also there's this little bit here that comes up and it protects your gas canister from any heat. I'm not sure how well this comes out on camera, but on one end you've got a couple of little lugs, for the want of a better word. And what you do, you push this main unit up against them and you slot him in. Slot him in and twist, and you're good to go. The next step to this is super important. The stove runs on these butane gas cartridges, and as you know, they've got a notch out of the top. So what you need to do, let's zoom you in. If you look at the manufacturer of this, you've got the plastic here that comes down, it's all one shape. When you look on the other side, you've got the plastic here and there's actually a notch sticking out. And that notch corresponds with the notch on the can. I appreciate that probably made no sense whatsoever. On this part of the unit here, the plastic travels up and down. You need to hold that down so it's out, and then push the cassette can in, and as I was trying to explain, there's a notch and all you do is push in and turn. The reason I explain that is because he's a tricky little devil, and if you don't take those exact steps, you'll never get him set up. All you need to do then is push up the protected shield, turn your gas on and press your igniter. The other piece you get with him is this little pot stand. When I got mine, he was really warped, so I got him in the vise and I straightened him out a bit. You place him on, put your pot on. Once I fully understood how this works, it became an absolute joy to use. It's got quite good controllability and puts up a fair bit of power. The design of this is really good. When it's up and running, it keeps all the heat away from the ground, and it doesn't take long to make a brew. And when you've finished, you simply turn and disconnect. It also provides a really stable base, from small pots and cups right up to a frying pan. In terms of build quality, as I said, this was all warped and bent, so I had to straighten it up in the vise. This shielding unit here is quite tight because I had to squeeze it back in, it kept falling off. And you can see from this, if I zoom you in, it's still got some protective film on there where they put it together and they really didn't give us stuff. The rating I'm going to give for this is based solely on my criteria of cost, value for money, functionality and happiness factor. So I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. And the reason for that is for the cost, for I think it was like £25 or just under, it's a phenomenal piece of kit. It's excellent value for money. Functionality wise, it does exactly what it should do. And happiness factor, it's an absolute joy to use. I definitely wouldn't use this as my primary stove if I was off on a big adventure. But for a bit of cool camping, a day out, or even as an emergency stove at home, it's an absolute winner.